What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven. I'm running a little behind today. I'm not even going to lie about that. I'm running behind. So yeah, we're kind of running behind a little bit. I had an appointment today. I addressed. Everything will look good at my appointment for my follow-up. So I will be getting my vaccine probably tomorrow or Monday or whenever. I've got a schedule for my vaccine. So not to get into the political or opinion thing, I'm getting the vaccine and I'm good to go. I'm green lighted. So we're going to be getting that bitch. So, anywho, my daughter started back for her schooling today, and so I had that. I had some other stuff to attend to, and so yeah, running a little behind. Now, topic: do I expect some PvP changes this year? Well, we're already going to be seeing it next update, but I actually I anticipate a lot more to kind of to actually come. So if people would ask me, you know, I mean, what do you think? Do you anticipate it? Absolutely, absolutely. I just see a lot of come on, man. If you're gonna come down here and aggro, at least kill the shit. I hate when they don't do that. And I'm just kind of whacking at it because I'm a tank. Sucks. I mean, I just wish they would kill stuff, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but yeah. You know, I just think there's just too much pressure, too much competition for ZOS not to address the problems appropriately. And I think that, honestly, I don't see them really. I mean, they could ideally, if they wanted to take, you know, certain elements of PvP and, you know, address like battlegrounds and stuff. But I think some of the new sets are going to be whatever. So, like, you know, they're going to be introduced. There's nothing that can be done about that. And honestly, I'm still thinking there's a chance. There's a slim chance. Not saying for sure, but I think they do something to try to get PvP numbers up. Because let's be honest here. ZOS isn't getting the PvE recognition for the coverage in Twitch or any other platforms. They're just not. And to address that, to address it or combat it, they need something to draw the player attention, viewers' attention. And PvP has always been something, but Cyrodiil is a very, you know, a lot of people, these younger kids don't want to really siege. Battlegrounds isn't drawing the attention because it's not competitive enough. And I think that arenas are just, you know, a way to address the problem. I think it literally, you know, if they were to implement arenas, if they were, And if they do, it could be a solution. Now, here's my argument as to why. Every major game that's being covered, League of Legends, competitive, PvP, right? Fortnite, you know, even New World showed the players, people who's wanting to watch that type of content much more than a PvE based game. Look at my argument, and my argument has also been validated, kind of proven with even Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is doing great as far as numbers, right? And whatever. But when it comes to overall view rating, it's not drawing people's attention. It's not getting that attention. It's not, you know, on Twitch or any other platform. So it becomes very, you know, how do you get people's attention? Competitive play. You know, that's how you do it. That's exactly how you address this issue. And I think if ZOS was to implement a system like that, right, what they'll end up doing, oh my god, they can get some of that coverage that they've been looking for. And I think that's kind of where I'm standing on the whole idea that, you know, there's going to be more changes for PvP. The changes that they have currently are, they just need to remove this fucking door. I'm going to spend 10-15 minutes getting in a door because my fucking DPS didn't want stop. My god, my keyboard. I think my batteries are dying. They haven't already. Fuck.
First those nobles, and now you cretins. You don't belong here. Come to me, my minions. My minions.
You mother.
Come to me, my minions. My minions.
I don't give a fuck about a heavy sack.
Come to me, my minions.
No, bar swap. Oh, fuck it. Fuck that up. Spelling. Anyways. No, I honestly think, you know what? And here's the thing. I made the recommendation. So if they implement it, and they can, I don't care. I want to see this game succeed. So I'm not, you know, whatever. But I will say that ZOS listens. And I think it's just important that they do take these recommendations. I think it's important that they become more competitive in the market. The game's good. It has bugs. It has issues. Yes, every game does though. My argument is once again trying to get the servers to perform optimal under the restrictions that they have. Right? Cyrodiil is lagging, and one of the solutions to offset that is what? Reducing the numbers that are able to get into Cyrodiil and open up another campaign. Another 30-day campaign. You don't have to open up the week or so. Nobody's queuing into that. Everybody's queuing into the 30-day campaigns. So get the 30-day campaign. Will they do that? I don't know. I mean, it's a solution, I feel. But I feel like competitive play is where people want to be at. Case in point, people can't, have these tournaments. And I think if they were to do arena setting, they could even set up the option for players to host their own tournaments with a setting, and that's content within itself. And I think and it would get better view ratings, on social platforms like Twitch. I mean, let's be honest. Let's cut the bullshit, right? Let's just cut the bullshit. Fang was on last night. I tried to ask him a question. He ignored it, but whatever. I wasn't trying to troll him. I just wanted to know, hey man, is it official? Are you going? We want to know. What's your stance on it? But it's fine. I probably wouldn't want to answer me either, to be honest. But everybody knows me. It's just, they're like, I'm not fucking answering Mystic's question. I like Fang. He's one of my favorite people to watch. Man's gifted. He's very talented. But I just think it would draw a lot more, because think about this. Cypher has done insanely well in Fortnite. And congratulations, the man deserves it, right? The man deserves. He's a talented player. He's always been, even when he was here. So I just feel like if we want this game to grow, it's not going to be through the PvE. They can still add the content, and players who enjoy it are still going to, enjoy that content, and it will keep players like that. But if we're gonna talk about drawing the crowd in, right? People want to see, competitiveness, something that's competitive. That's what they want. And I feel like, it's time to take the casual elements and toss them to the side. I'm not saying to make it so competitive where it is toxic. I'm not making that recommendation. So I think people should understand the difference, what I'm saying here. We need a platform. We have the platform, we're just not drawing the audience. But we need a mode, a game mode, that draws people's attention. And I just feel like that's the best way to go. I think, like I said, it's time. We might not like the idea behind arenas. People might say, oh, arenas are toxic. And to an extent, I would agree. I would agree to an extent. But regardless, it's going to draw the players in. They're going to be competing over something. And that's my point. That's where I think it's important to understand that if you want something to succeed, right, you want it to grow. And the PvE is just not going to do it. It's had 7 years. This game has had 7 years to draw the players to the PvE. And it's sustaining the game. This is true. It's true. It sustains it, but it's not getting the recognition or the attention. There was games that are older than this game getting more view time than Elder Scrolls, and that's with Fang Rush playing last night. So once again, I reintegrate how do we get the audience? Well, we've got shit on the bar swap. We've got to give them something they want to watch. We've got to give them something that they're wanting to watch. We've got to incentivize it so players are fighting for something, or they're able to earn things. The more you have that's, you know, available, the more players will go ahead. Yes, look at Fortnite. It's a free-to-play game. You don't even have to buy it, right? Yes, it's their item shop that's sustaining their revenue, but regardless, the game's it's getting the attention. It is 7 seasons and it's still going strong.
Why did you do this?
So I want to just say, let's get competitive. Yo, Irish, ship has sailed, bro. Players are here to be milked at this point. I feel that. I feel like that is the current scenario. You're right. That is the current scenario. That's the reality of the situation. And but I don't think it's too late. I don't. I honestly think that ZeniMax has the opportunity, especially with new ownership, to take their current system. The game, it has potential. It still does. I would argue this, that there are games out there. There are games out there that are less visually appealing, that are getting more viewers. Because it's competitive in nature. And that's my argument point. That's where I feel like ZeniMax has to step it up. It's either, at this point, I agree with your prognosis, because that's what it is. It's pretty much, you know, being, you know, pretty down to earth and saying, you know, if you don't do something now, this is just going to keep dwindling. It's going to go on life support, and it becomes a milk fest. And speaking of, one of the some content creator, you know, posted a very very toxic, and I will say toxic, post, and I put my 2 cents in on it, and of course I had a you know, some toxic responses, whatever have you, but you know, I couldn't just walk away from it. So, you know, I put my 2 cents in and, you know, made a joke out of his joke, you know, at their expense. But I just honestly feel like if ZOS doesn't, you know, tend to the problem, there's no solution. There is no other solution. Okay? And that's where I think, you know, some of these changes are for the better. I think they are in the long run. But here becomes the question, is it enough to, you know, win back the player base? No, it's not. Not at this point. Not at this point. Not at this point. It's not enough to, you know, want players to become competitive, because there's nothing competitive currently in the game. So I just think, like, it's time. You put in PvP, you incorporate it. Well, we have PvP. You incorporate arena-based PvP, and we go to town, man. You know, you make it competitive. You give players, you know, incentive, and you make it a little bit more like team oriented. You can make different platforms like in Battlegrounds, but it's arena based. And now it revitalizes that PvP community, because there are some desyncing problem in Battlegrounds, but not as apparent as it is in Cyrodiil. And I honestly think that the arena platform is just a smart way to keep the PvP going. And by implementing, a new gear that's earnable, it revitalizes the player economy because it goes hand in hand. Players will earn the gear. Don't put rewards of the worthy, that gear and rewards of the worthy, or do it like they did Battlegrounds. You make it purchasable. This way it feeds the economy. The players who want that gear are going to have to earn it or purchase it, and it revitalizes the economic element into the guild stores. So I just feel like this is just the best scenario.
Do you call it
Ranja would call it fleeing with one's tail between one's
Oh, I
legs.
didn't done this quest here.
Earning the trust of
Glad-
goblins is easier than earning
On this tune.
I
Okay,
found
whatever.
But I almost went into shouting distance this time. I just need...
What's that
Enough,
set
Lana.
called?
Our escort has arrived. Come over by the fire. I'll fill you in on the details.
Frostvault. Whatever.
What happened to reaching a peaceful resolution?
This one thinks the goblins aren't interested in what you have to say. Whereas
But no, I agree with you. At this point, it's a milk fest. And it is.
The entrance is just ahead.
But they need to get off of it. It's not, that's a death sentence for a game. It's a death sentence.
Of course they have a troll.
And the DPS isn't playing. But I posted my little salt and pepper beard look.
The Raststone must be.
So
Araya, it's welded shut. There's no way we're breaking through that.
is it this door? I could have swore it's the other one. Oh, that's why.
Thousands of years.
I've seen far worse. We'll need to salvage some parts though. It'll need a new soul gem for one. But I have something to help sniff that out.
What is that thing? A frost rat?
An acquisition from the Clockwork City. Perfect for fun. It's on to something. After it.
you follow it through this door. The lock is broken. They stop. Ranja the closet.
everything we come across. I came here to study goblins, not slaughter
If you
them.
want to run on ahead and make a peace offering, be our guest.
Let's just take the soul gem and go.
Hold your horses. We need to find hidden regions here. Hey! It's moving again. I guess we keep following. Damn, you're foggy. Catch up when it's clear.
Come on. I have the bow. I already have the bow. I'll give that one away. It's funny because I mentioned this, like, well, no, so I think somebody else did too. Tuscavans is really good right now. It is. Another set I want to try. There's actually, when I was doing the Elsewhere event, there was a set that caught my eye. I haven't tested it yet, but it caught my eye. I want to check it out. Thank God I'm a tank.
Hold up. I think the rat's onto something.
They always are.
Listen, you got a sphere rat? Looks round enough.
Yeah, the PvE is just not enough. It's not. It never will be. And I think that's that's like one of my points. It's never going to be enough. It's just not. The view ratings are not there. It's just not. So here becomes the question.
I hope they are worth decimating
Do
the
you
local
let
goblin
this
population.
game eventually just
Articulate
soak
as a
itself?
seized out.
Or do you take advantage of an opportunity?
But I might not have
You know, to implement different setups that you already have at your disposal by just providing a new vehicle to get other players' attention. It's a it's about business. At the end of the day, if you're going to do anything, it's always going to be about what? Conducting business. Now, I wouldn't mind. Here would be my one argument. I wouldn't mind if they would give me at least a little recognition for giving at least a suggestion and how to implement it if they decided to do it. I don't need to be paid, but it would be nice to be given a little recognition. Say, you know what, Mystic came up with a good idea, and one of our players who gave us, the idea and the ability to do it without being compensated. And that's key word, because I don't need to be compensated. That would be kind of cool. That would be cool. Now, would I tell them they can't without? No. Do it. I'm just saying it would be nice if they would. But now I'm not saying once again they will. I think they should do it. I think it's time. There's just no. It becomes this question: do you want your game to die at this point? And I think, like I said, I think when it comes to the other markets, why do you want to hand over business? Why? At this point, it's not in your best interest. It's not in anybody's best interest But the other companies, if you don't do anything.
How are we supposed to find anything in all this mess?
Trust the rats, goblins. There. Let's get to that
Yeah. So, but I agree with you, Irish. I really do.
Enough, Rondell.
Did I? I thought I hit it. Oh well. I agree with you, Irish. It's on this life support,
Everyone away
you
from the
know,
door.
setup right now, and it shouldn't have to be like that. It should not even have to be on that level.
I trust you can count. Of course it will be that. Get ready. Some of the walls and defenses are still active. Disabling them is too complex. You'll need to operate them manually. I'll guide you through it.
Look for an active magical control attacking you. It'll be forceful. It will melt to slag. Perfect. Follow the energy flow to any active conveyors and discharge the energy. It worked. Repeat the process on any remaining conveyors, and we may overload the defenses.
I think we're out. There.
Defenses are still active.
Something like that. Hold it off. I'll think of something. Keep your distance. Put it down.
Finally, the other half of the Wrathstone, just as I expected.
Hardly looks dwarven to me.
That's because it isn't, but it is a match to this tablet. Soriel, let's get this in the saddlebags, carefully.
Well, you have both hunks of rock. Have you laid the secrets of the universe bare?
I didn't get the
Not
bow.
yet, Londal, but this will point the way.
You can count us out of whatever you're planning next.
The Dwemer, or they wanted to keep this tablet.
Alright. Yeah. No, I do honestly think, I anticipate, if they're going to do it, if, that's a big if, I look for them to actually make the announcement before the next DLC. Why? Because it will do one of two things. It will give players, you know, a heads up, like, hey, we're going to introduce this in the next DLC. And two, it will take the players who are either debating, who are either on the fence about leaving for another game, or the players who have left for another game, and bring them back to the fold. Why? Because they've already purchased Elder Scrolls. Now, I think there are different business models to implement, to be able to successfully implement that, right? A lot of different business models that would, one or two that are a little bit more productive. However, I think it's a win-win for everybody. And I think those would increase their Twitch views and other content creators who are focused in on PvP, and it would elevate the game. Now, would it resolve all of the problems? No. Those are things that are still needing to be addressed. But there are other games already out there that are already having problems that are more successful because they offer competitive PvP. And I just think at the end of the day that, you know, I remember when Cypher first did Battlegrounds, he's like, it's good, but it just feels too casual. And he nailed it. He nailed it. The Battlegrounds are a great form of PvP in this game. It's just done casually, and because there's no incentive, now we have players who don't respect it, and because it's not respected, we have non-objective players because they would rather have death matches. So my argument is, let's give it to them in arenas. Let's get organized teams. Let's get solo arenas. Let's get this out there, and let's go ahead and put incentives in there that keeps players playing. It goes ahead and offers a new revitalization to an element of Elder Scrolls that's been here since the beginning, and it will continue to move forward in a positive manner. You know, there you can always improve upon different things, but if a game gets stale, it eventually dies. So, as always, guys, I want to thank you. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you for the love. Thank you for everything. It's because of you guys that I continue to do this. As always, I'm Mr. Craven. This is Mystics MMOs. Have a good one.